from time to time. Everybody, on the count of 3, shout out your favorite food. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Hello, gentlemen. As the resort director, just letting you know that the luau starts in 10 minutes.
That's great. That's great. Well, look at all these sights and airplanes.
Yes. There goes a giant cargo ship. It's something new installed.
My name's Jeff.
I'm Jess.
I'm Rick.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
Saturday. I know training on Saturday is not always ideal, but I've done enough, hopefully, to have fun with it as well. You all ready? Yes? Can I hear you? Yes, I can hear you. All right, so we're going to be talking about the language of trauma today. I'm going to bring in a little bit of the understanding of what COVID has done, not only just to our students, but all of us as well.
Let's take this terminology of regulation and dysregulation. I want to put it on a spectrum. And so on the left-hand side, we have hyper-arousal. These are the students then that are dysregulated, but their behaviors are going to manifest in an outward expression. So these are the ones that are unable to focus. Now notice I said unable, and rather than won't. And again, these are the terminologies that I want to start honing in on. In fact, my keynote that I'm going to give on Thursday is all about the language of trauma, how we can really start tweaking how we see things and how we write reports up and how we hear the communication from our kids from a trauma lens. So instead of won't focus, we say unable to focus because the student's dysregulated. Just like when any of us are dysregulated, you can't focus. It's just that Billy is doing it chronically all the time. Cannot adhere to rules, aggressive, resistant, argumentative, anxious, impulsive, risk-taking. These are expressions of behavior that are really the core is dysregulation. So on the flip side of that, then you have the inward expression, which is just hypoarousal. These are the ones, again, inward, so they're defiant, they're withdrawn, they're tardy, they're absent. They disassociate, which just means they shut down. Did you see those little boys in the video? They were just shutting down. They had no expression on their face. It's a way to say, this outside world is way too much for me. I'm just gonna shut down in my own little world to make sure I'm okay. And again, those are the ones that come in and just sit there and do nothing in your class.
I think there is a big misconception recently that people can't get mental health services or their insurance doesn't cover it. We are finding a lot more insurance does cover mental health and substance use services.
I have done letters and postcards. Sometimes the postcard kind of thing is just to my homeroom or an advisory. When we did this throwback to school a few years ago, which kind of brought in so old that y'all don't know what I'm talking about, but I would send a friendship bracelet to identify my homeroom or advisory. And this is from 2 years ago, this is from this year, and so the kids, some of them still have it on, so it's already trying to build this home community.
Believe it or not, I'm getting lots of children coming to see me because of anxiety, anger, and ADHD, right? So it seems to be the common thing. So there are a couple of things I did want to show you. I'm very visual, and this too, I think of, I think of the basketball team and all the drills and stuff you do. One of the things we're finding out is that balance, the cerebellum, balance is something that really helps that.
So that's kind of the difference. This raising hand strategy works and you can do it and that's fantastic, but sometimes throughout your day you might want to sprinkle in a little more cooperativeness because cooperativeness also does so many other things. It embeds the social skills. There are absolutely no social skills being practiced practiced by doing your own thinking and raising your own hair and sharing your own answer.
Thinkers prize logic and reason. They prefer their decisions to be objective. They tend to focus on the task at hand rather than the people or the relationships involved. They value competence and they may be more competitive than cooperative. They usually feel that emotions and personal problems do not belong in the workplace. Feelers. Feelers value relationships, connection, and service to other people. They want to do work that reflects their values and lets them help to make the world a better.
When we see a teacher implementing the language of trauma, we'll be able to see them making a communication shift, using right brain to right brain de-escalation, having affect tolerance, recognizing nonverbal communication, and using positive language.